Yep. What it do? What it be? What it do? Oh man. The major Astro had thrice met justice. He had to deliver the goods, and today, sadly, we are here to mourn the loss of easily the most influential mangaka of all time, Akira Toriyama. This is the man responsible for the Dragon Ball universe, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. He had a hand in a number of the movies, I believe, and easily the godfather of anime and manga. Very, very well established, well renowned, well known in clearly the Japanese community and culture, but globally, the world. And really big in cultures, people of color. And I'm not sure if, when he was still with us, that Toriyama sensei knew, how much he had impacted everybody. There's a few interviews that have him saying things like, "Wow, yeah, I really like it like this much. That's crazy." You know what I'm saying? Like things of that nature. And it's like, yes, yes, Toriyama Sensei. Um, there was a lot. There was a lot that went down, a lot that went on, just a lot. And so with him creating this franchise, he was also a part of a few others. He did work on the video game Chrono Trigger, and if you go look that up, you'll see um, artwork that the characters in Chrono Trigger look like Dragon Ball Z characters because it's Akira Toriyama. And one of the things that's really important is not only has Dragon Ball Z inspired virtually everything that we got now, like anime manga wise, but it's also been heavily, I can speak, heavily influential in a lot of pop culture. I want to say a good deal. A good part of me wants to say like all, but that's a good deal, maybe half of today's modern pop culture in some way, shape, or form has been influenced by Dragon Ball Z in particular, and that's all from the mind of Akira Toriyama. So we are here today to do some work for him. This is my personal way of just saying thank you to Akira Toriyama. He has definitely inspired me, many artists around this world, many people who were kids just like us who have gone on to make successful manga. The big three, One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach, are definitely the kids basically of Dragon Ball. Popular things today like Demon Slayer, the ridiculously popular Jujutsu Kaisen, um, a whole bunch of other things were influenced by the things that were influenced by Dragon Ball. And so it's only appropriate that me, your super favorite astrologer and diviner, divines today in his honor. He actually passed away on March 1st of 2024, but the information was not released until March 7th, right? Yeah, basically March 7th. For us in the United States, it was close to like 10 o'clock, maybe 9 o'clock p.m. But it was probably like, the morning or something, afternoon for people in Japan. And it makes sense to allow, his family, close friends, time to, mourn him, before letting the world know, what's going on, and that this legendary artist has moved on to the other world. I want to start off with pulling a tarot card. Maybe I'll pull 3. Good friends in the tarot, if you could just give us the word on something. Give us the word on the spirit of Akira Toriyama Sensei. Be greatly appreciated. What's good with the late and great, legendary Akira Toriyama? Honestly, for those of you that know me, like also in real life, one of my favorite words since I was like 10 is legendary. I aspire to be of legend. And some people use it willy-nilly, but I think that describing Akira Toriyama is not using it willy-nilly. That man is legendary. Always will be. So finish this up, and we're gonna do a whole bunch of things. We're gonna read this tarot. We're gonna check out some numerology, and eventually we will read his birth chart, or the information that we have available to us. Let's just do 3. Checking out Akira Toriyama, the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles. I think this is how, a lot of us are feeling right now. Locked out, separated from the great one himself. But the 5 of Pentacles tells us to change our perspective on things. Perhaps even Akira Toriyama, the spirit of Akira Toriyama, is now getting a new perspective on just how influential he and his series really is, and how many lives he touched. Every single person, do this. Next time you go to the gym, go. I promise you, $5 right now, I bet you can't go there without seeing one person with either a Dragon Ball outfit, shirt, piece of clothing, or tattoo. Bet you can't do it. Bet you can't do it anywhere in this world, especially in the United States. You can't do it. Every single thing from Dragon Ball just pushes people to, go harder, try their best, go beyond their limits. Dragon Ball. Yes. Okay, we got the 8 of Wands here. The 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands is talking about good news coming in. Good news coming our way fast. So in relation to the spirit of Akira Toriyama, perhaps his spirit is getting this good news that he did not just good in the world, this whatever beyond good is. Akira Toriyama did that. He touched so many lives. I saw a post earlier from Geekdom 101 on Twitter that mentioned that, Toriyama wasn't about this internet life like that. So the times that, like I said earlier, that he was hearing that people really, fuck with it, he's like, wow, what the fuck, for real? And I think now he's getting the chance to get that fast information, that fast news, that good news That's telling how much people really enjoyed his work. And this is so on brand. The Six of Cups. The Six of Cups, a card of nostalgia. Every single I think I could say 80s kid, definitely every single 90s kid, maybe some 2000s kids feeling this right now. But the power of Dragon Ball and all the works that Akira Toriyama did gave us a lot of nostalgia today, learning of his passing. Even before his passing, people would just pop in Dragon Ball Z, even GT, which he didn't really do, but there would be no GT without him either. Uh, Super, all those for nostalgic purposes, and those nostalgic purposes beyond sure have saved many a life. And there's people out there that would be like, "Oh, you fucking nerds, blah blah blah," out here comparing things to, like anime or whatever. Listen, don't yuck somebody's yum. One, two. Toriyama, you gave us that really good feeling that the Six of Cups invokes happiness, happy times. That card is also the sun in Scorpio, and Scorpio is about change, transmutation. Every like it seems like every other day there's a character that's getting a new change, a new power up, a new transformation. So very on brand for Akira Toriyama. I'm going to keep these here for the remainder of our time here. Oh boy. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to move this over a little bit. Let's see. Let's do a little math here. We're going to calculate his life path number 4 plus 5 plus 1 plus 9 plus 5 plus 5. 29. So 2 plus 9 equals 11. Master number 11. Like me. Can't make this up. So with master number 11, a lot of people with master number 11s go through some shit. But ultimately that life path number is a number that's based off of healing people, helping the collective. That's all this man did, bro. That's all this man did. I don't know the complete details of his life, but I feel very confident in knowing Dragon Ball. And like I said, that's all he did, was just help people and heal people. And according to our friends in the tarot, according to Geekdom 101, and I feel according to all of us, I'm sure now he knows just how much he helped people out. All right. Let's go on to his birth chart. So we don't have birth time. So things like the houses and his rising sign are a mystery to us, but we do have date of birth and place and all that. So we're going to go through those. Now, this is very important. A very good friend of mine, who I'm sure is watching this, not that long ago, I want to say like maybe last month or maybe a few weeks ago, asked me an interesting question. What if the universe had like a birth chart? And I was like, that's so strange and unique of a question, because I couldn't really fathom it right away. And then I gave it a few minutes, and then because he was asking me what do you think the universe itself's placements would be? After a while, I was like, all right, well, I think that since the universe is chaotic but also orderly at the same time, I think it would have, a good deal of planets, if not all of them, in their respective domiciles. So the places that they feel most comfortable at, or they would be exalted in the places, their favorite places to be. And looking on Akira Toriyama's chart, um, my man has one, two, three planets in exaltation. Um, what? He has two planets in exile, and I'm just like looking at this, and I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Because that's the closest thing that I've seen. I'm sure literally every single person that was born the exact same day and time as him has this same birth chart, but there's not a million Akira Toriyamas. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw this at first, I was like, this man literally was like an incarnate. I mean, we all are, but like, this is an incarnation of the universe, like here to do some grand work. So we're going to start with Aries. Akira Toriyama has the sun in Aries. The sun is exalted in Aries. The sun is our main driving force, our main ego, our central value system. It's the things that we readily identify with, which is why most people know their sun sign. The energy of, before I say that, wherever the sun goes, it shines, it puts emphasis on, hence solar system being in the middle. Everything revolves around the sun. And the sun being in Aries, the power of Aries is the power of conquering. So the Saiyans, if you know, you know. Frieza, if you know, you know. The power of Aries is the power of the warrior. Again, the Saiyans, warrior race, fighting spirit. That's literally the entire premises of Dragon Ball. Before, in Dragon Ball, the first series, there wasn't like all this planet shattering and all that stuff. There was a lot of martial arts. Aries and Mars, which we'll get to, both deal with martial art. Martial, Mars, warriors. So with the sun being here in Aries, this is a fire sign, one of the three fire signs, the others being Sagittarius and Leo. There's an emphasis on conquering. There's an emphasis on completion. There's an emphasis on completing tasks and getting things done with speed and power. All Aries suns have speed and power, even if it's in, their sun is like somehow, some way got a lot going on with it. Like if it's touching a malefic, if it's touching Saturn or something like that, if it's in the 12th house, whatever, it doesn't matter. They still have more speed and power than like everybody else. And so with Akira Toriyama's sun in Aries, 14 degrees, 14 is a Taurus degree. It's a really interesting combo because got all that speed and power, but with it being a Taurus degree, this is operating at a slow and steady kind of wins the race, which is on brand because, again, referring back to Dragon Ball, not all, but like half of what they do in that show is like training and building up their strength, taking their time to not skip steps. Actually, going to Dragon Ball, the first series, there was an arc dealing with this thing called the Mystic Water at the top of what was called Korin's Tower. And an antagonist, General Tao, was trying to get this legendary sacred water and he had to beat Goku to it. Goku was going da da da, and he had to climb up the tower to get the water. I think Tao flew up there somehow with like a plane or some shit like that. I don't know, and I don't remember, but he got the water, he drank it, and he beat Goku back down to the ground. Like in terms of like he got there first and then he got back down first. Goku climbed up the tower, saw that old man got the water, climbed back down the tower, and then he still kicked his ass. And the premise of that, the reason I say that is because the thing was that the water was literally just fucking water. It was just regular ass water. The power came from climbing, taking the time to climb the tower and taking the time to climb back down. Training, slow and steady wins the race. That Taurus degree with this Aries sun. Perfect sense. Astrology just don't be lying, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Speaking of Taurus, this is also very on brand for pretty much exactly what I just said. Akira Toriyama has Mars in Taurus. 26 degrees Taurus. 26 is that another? Is that another Taurus degree? 26? Yeah, it's another Taurus degree. My man Akira Toriyama. One thing about Toriyama Sensei is he gonna do it. He gonna do it right. He gonna take his time with it. You know what I mean? So he is. It's interesting because Mars is actually in detriment in Taurus. Detriment meaning it's not its favorite place to be. It doesn't operate that well there. Mars is the ruler of Aries and Scorpio, both warrior like energies. And Taurus energy likes to take a sweet ass time, indulge, slow and steady wins the race, really savor things. Let me look this up so I don't say it incorrectly. 1 second, because this is very on brand. Here we go. All right, very on brand. Work hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty. That is the turtle hermit way to learn. This is from Master Roshi, who is the teacher of the main character. Goku is also one of the teachers, and he's the teacher of one of the other characters. Krillin, he taught a whole bunch of people in there. The turtle hermit way. Work hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty. That is the turtle hermit way to learn. That is the most on-brand thing for Taurus that I've ever seen. And this man has Mars in Taurus at a Taurus degree. So Mars is how we do things, how we act. It's our passion, drive. It's our anger. It's how we respond to that anger. It is the way that we do things. And so the way that he does things, Taurus placements don't normally do shit mad quick or mad times. They take their sweet ass time and they do it one and done. And that's it. But they make these masterpieces because they savor everything that they do. And that's exactly what this man did. Even in his characters, that's exactly what he did. It is repeatedly professed to not cut corners with within the Dragon Ball universe. And Toriyama Sensei was not about that life. He was like, I'm gonna do this, and it's gonna be fire. It's just gonna take me a while, but when it's done, it's gonna be done. Shout out to you, Toriyama Sensei. It doesn't look like he has any Gemini placements. However, we're moving on past Gemini. It looks like he has some Cancer placements, which is also reminiscent in the little that I know about his actual life, but it's also within his characters. The little I know about his actual life is that there was something I saw. I think he had his first kid in '88, sometime in the '80s. I don't know, but he had made a note stating that like, damn, like I got this kid now, but it's not like talking crap about his kid. It's more like, he has responsibilities now. But he's still gonna find a way to do what he loves, which is draw manga. And he's like, yo, I'll be drawing and changing diapers at the same time. What's up? You know what I mean? I'm gonna take care of mine, and I'm gonna take care of mine. Like talking about like us, the consumers, his fans. While also still being, from what I know, a cool dad, a cool parent present, which is the power of Cancer. Cancer is nourishment, Cancer is protection, Cancer is security, um, nurturing, all that. And so he's got that in spades. He's got the South Node at 0 degrees Cancer. So whenever something is at 0 degrees, it's taking that energy and like just multiplying it by like basically 100, because it is the raw ass vibe of that energy. Um, so very protective, very nourishing, and he definitely nourished the hell out of. I don't even know the number, man. It's like I don't think it's. I think it's incalculable. The amount of people that this man nourished, their spirits, our spirits. Pretty sure he did that for his family as well. Um, and the South Node depicts energy from a previous life. So he came into this life with that nurturing energy. He knew, well, it's like something that you have in spades that you don't necessarily have to work for. It's just there. You can say it's a talent, but it's more like, the way that I look at it is that it's residue of skill that you built up in your previous life or previous lifetimes. We've also got two more Cancer placements. The first being our second exalted planet. This is Jupiter in Cancer. And also something shared with ya boy here, Jupiter in Cancer, exalted. Now, Jupiter is a planet that brings luck, abundance, and expansion um, wherever it goes, in whatever sign it touches. Uh, 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 Jupiter in Cancer is an expansion of all these nourishing, nurturing, protective, and secure vibes. Whenever we lean into our Jupiter energy, wherever Jupiter is for each of us in our chart, it stands to suggest that we become more fortunate. Um, with Jupiter being exalted in Cancer, I mean, it's like this is normally the thing that I use in my birth charts when I'm talking about exalted planets. It's ironic, sad, but also ironic. I normally describe exalted planets as being Super Saiyan, and of course, he has exalted Jupiter. Of course, it's a Super Saiyan Jupiter, because why the fuck not? Akira Toriyama has Jupiter in exalted Cancer at 20 degrees. 20 is a Scorpio degree, a very transformative degree, one that takes the death of something and rebirths it better than before. Many a time in the Dragon Ball universe, there are many deaths in that series, and the main plot device are the Dragon Balls themselves. Seven. You collect all of them. There is an eternal dragon that is summoned, and you get one wish. Most of the time in the show, the wishes involve reviving people who were wrongfully killed somehow. I believe it has some limits where it's like if they died of natural causes, you can't revive them. But if it's like, they were killed or something like that, then you can bring them back. And that, in a way, to me, is protection, is nurturing, is security, is abundance. Um, Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces. Pisces is the spirit world. So, of course, having the ruler of the spirit world being exalted, um, makes sense to me with this whole protective, nurturing narrative that he's got going on. And with it being at a Scorpio degree, this is also talking about the death and transformation, transmutation of things. He's also got Uranus at 23 degrees Cancer. Now, Uranus is what I call the dice roller planet. This is a generational planet, so mad people during around like his age during that time have Uranus in Cancer. Uranus switches things up. It shakes shit up to avoid stagnation, to avoid equilibrium, which like physics and stuff, like when atoms like stop moving, is death. So it switches things up to make sure that doesn't happen, or at least stave that off. Which is why I personally call it the dice roller planet. Chaos can occur whenever we got this, but it's also an area that we can express our uniqueness, things that are different, things that go off the beaten path. And so I don't know if this is true, but perhaps this was him going off of the beaten path, because ain't nothing like Dragon Ball existed before this man. Ain't nothing. There were probably some martial arts-esque manga and things of that nature, but ain't nothing like Dragon Ball existed before this man, bro. So right there, that's going off the beaten path. And perhaps this was his way of feeding himself, feeding his family. Cancer, and took a gamble, dice roller, on this project, and it worked out ridiculously so. 23 degrees is an Aquarius degree. Uranus rules Aquarius, modern day ruler of Aquarius, and so it's very on brand again to me. Unique, different things, unique forms of tribes, cultures. He created the Saiyan race, all the different races. There's all these different kinds of species in Dragon Ball. He literally has created multiple universes. And so I think that is very on brand as well. And with it being so close to Jupiter, this is what I call the high roller jackpot combo. I'm not sure if right now Jupiter is super close to Uranus. I know it's in the same sign. Right now, at the time of recording, Jupiter and Uranus are both in Taurus. And so when I was looking that up about this year, 2024, this is, and even a little bit of the end of 2023, I was telling a lot of people this is high roller jackpot energy. This man was born with high roller jackpot energy. He rolled the dice and it paid off. He hit a humongous jackpot. So that's very on brand, I feel, as well. Moving on to Leo, we have the generational Pluto in Leo. And so this is the main calling card of a lot of baby boomers. People, I forgot when we started. Hold on, we're about to find out. Baby boomers years. I'm about to tell you right now. Yeah, 1946 through 1964 is the age range of the generation known as the baby boomers. And so a great deal of them have Pluto in Leo. Pluto brings destruction wherever it goes, but it also brings revitalization, rebirth, pretty much the same things as like Scorpio. It's the modern day ruler of Scorpio. Death, rebirth, the underworld, things of that nature. And shit has to bite the dust so that new things can grow. That's the power of Pluto. Pluto also kind of challenges us by taking away our autonomy, and we are in our lifetimes kind of forced to, get it back. It's like, oh, word, you just give me that. What you gonna do? What you gonna do to get it back? And we have to work to get it back. And it looks like we don't have the time, unfortunately, So I can't tell what house Leo is for him, but I don't sense that any of his power was, if it was taken away, which I'm sure it was, I don't sense that he was without it for long. So the power of Leo, I should say, is the power of the king, queen, sovereign, bow down before me, peasant. Perhaps not him in particular, calling people peasants, but this is very superstar like energy, very strong ruler like energy. And Toriyama didn't really strike me as like a ruler type of person, like a dictator or something like that. But he did strike me as a king, a king. We was king. If you know, you know. His Pluto is 24 degrees Leo retrograde. The phenomenon of retrograde is when a planet basically slows down its orbit around the sun. And from our perspective on planet Earth, well, we're still orbiting the sun, it looks like it's going backwards or retrograding. So it has regressed in the constellation that we're talking about, in this case, Leo. What that does astrologically is that it slows down the energy of whatever planet we're talking about, in this case, Pluto. And so the power of Pluto to destroy things and revive them on a higher level. This was slowed down for him, and he had to put a little bit more elbow grease to get that power back. And again, it just can't deny the power that this man wielded. 24 degrees is a Pisces degree. That's a spiritual degree, and the way that this man's chart is so well distributed amongst all the energies, this is a child of the universe, man. I mean, we all are, again, but ain't nothing like Akira Toriyama and his universal connection. In Dragon Ball, actually, yeah, in Dragon Ball, I was about to say in Dragon Ball Z, but in Dragon Ball, they talk of the other world, which is the spirit world. There's many, many references to it. More so, I believe, in Dragon Ball Z, and definitely more so in Dragon Ball Super. And this man, he just seems to have such a strong spiritual connection to that other world. So that's very on brand, I feel, as well. Since we don't have the exact time, we don't know the exact degree of the moon, but all day during his birthday, the moon was in Virgo. So I don't know the exact degree, but we know that the moon was in Virgo. And the moon is responsible for our emotions, our caretaking style, like how we caretake for people, places, and things that we give a shit about, and how we want people to caretake for us. Virgo, the energy of Virgo is very detail oriented. It's the detail oriented sign. It's an earth sign, so very materialistic as well. And the moon in Virgo, it's funny because I've seen a lot of Virgo placements be really skilled with video games. In particular, I've seen them be very adept at like combos and things of that nature. For the life of me, the only thing I can assess with that is their detail oriented energy allows them to have this way with precise movements because the energy of Virgo is so precise. So shout out to him. He was a big gaming fan, and he was on the artwork for Chrono Trigger. The moon in Virgo is a really detail-oriented way of caretaking for things. So this is evident in his artwork. It is, I want to say, it's a strange combo of both simple yet detailed. There is detail in the names, these vegetables and fruits and underwear named characters, but they all somehow, some way have this like meaning. And there's also the intricacies of the power systems that he created with taking ideas based off of real life chi. In Japanese is referred to as ki, and ki in Dragon Ball is the main power system, the energy flowing within you and things of that nature. And he took his time with understanding how it works in real life and found a way to transcribe that into his series. Again, I don't know much about his personal life, so I don't know how he took for his family members. I just have a strong feeling that he took for them. Because he definitely took for us. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, this man pumped out. And again, this is with a strong suspicion of him at first, while he was still around, in the physical world with us, not really knowing how much of an impact he was having. And he still put in all that detail. That's the power of somebody with a Virgo moon, really nourishing and nurturing on a real detail-oriented level. And Virgo's also the sign of service. So, like, he took care of the things he cared about. He took care of the people that he cared about. He saw that whack-ass live-action Dragon Ball movie. He said, fuck that. And began he began creating Dragon Ball Super, because it was originally supposed to end with Dragon Ball Z. Z is the last letter of the fucking alphabet. GT was made, but again, that wasn't really him like that. So he was like, I'll probably just let that slide, whatever, it's fine. Someone wants to take a shot at it. But when he saw that Dragon Ball movie, he was like, yeah, fuck this. And I immediately started like just working on, the renaissance of Dragon Ball. So that's definitely the power of a Virgo moon for you. Moving onward, there is a planet in Libra. We have Neptune in Libra. Neptune being the not the nana. Yeah, that shit was trash. And he was like, yeah, fuck that. Libra, the energy of Libra is the energy of harmony, balance, relationship, justice. So that's probably another thing, you know what I'm saying? He's like, this movie is so trash. It has unbalanced my spirit. I cannot allow this travesty to continue. So that's just my own personal conjecture. But he's got Neptune in Libra. Neptune is another generational planet, meaning that a whole bunch of people have this energy as well. Neptune, 27 degrees, Libra, retrograde, another retrograde. Yeah, he's just hitting these retrogrades. But that's also saying something too, because he's got all these planets. He's got 1, 2, 3. He's got 3 retrograde planets, and he's still like this legendary artist and author. All these things. And the energy of retrograde planets, like I mentioned before, slows things down. So these energies aren't necessarily easily accessible. And my man just accessed them like it's nothing. Neptune in Libra, to me, is because Neptune can be a planet of confusion, illusion, and delusion. It rules Pisces, murky realm of Pisces, and Pisces is, we'll get to Pisces, but it's not like the most solid kind of energy to rock with. You have to be able to navigate. It's like being in a vast ocean without a map or something. But in my experience, when someone really dives deep into their spirit and finds the things that, in his case, I'm assuming the things that bring him harmony, Libra, the things that make him feel balanced, Libra, that's when Neptune starts to defog, demystify, and just granted access to all of its goodies, all of the powers of the spirit world or the other world. With it being at 27 degrees, 27 is Gemini. Yeah, a Gemini degree. And Libra being an air sign, so this is kind of strangely double air. This is got a communicative kind of vibe with it. He was able to communicate his spirit, his harmonious spirit with us via his artwork. Libra and Taurus, he's got Mars and Taurus, are ruled by Venus. And Venus is goddess of love, but she also has really strong artistic capabilities. Um, Libra, Taurus, very strong with art, an expression of beauty. And that's exactly what this man did. It was literally in his spirit, Neptune, to do so. Moving on to everybody's favorite, Scorpio. This one here is for the Scorpios. Oh yeah. He's got. I pulled up some asteroids. One of them is Juno. He's got Juno in Scorpio retrograde. Juno is an asteroid, one of the more prominently known asteroids that deals with the power of relationship, what we want in relationships. His Juno is at 15 degrees Scorpio retrograde. 15 is another one. Hold on. That's another Gemini degree. God damn. God damn. My man Akira Toriyama out here with the communication energy. Retrograde again. So this is not a planet. This is an asteroid, but it's still a prominent placement. Juno and Scorpio is the relationships that he might have wanted to have had. He wanted transformative relationships, or he wanted to transform people via relationships. And anybody you can look up all the damn interviews imaginable about Akira Toriyama. Every single motherfucker that has met or talked to this man has been changed some way. Every single person. That's the power of Scorpio. And again, with it being at 15 degrees, a Gemini degree, communicative. He speaks, you listen, you're changed for life. Also the power of Scorpio. He has, we found him. We found Big Daddy Cool. We found Big Papa, Father Time. This is Saturn in Scorpio. He has Saturn at 20 degrees Scorpio retrograde. Oh, my stars. So, again, another retrograde planet. Akira Toriyama having these planets with the energies that they produce being slowed down. It's kind of on brand for him. With earlier, we talked about his Mars in Taurus, at a Taurus degree. His Sun in Aries at a Taurus degree. This man, he knows how to take his time. He knows how to take his time and do things correctly. Again, referring back to the massacre that was that Dragon Ball live action movie, that came out a while before Dragon Ball Super came out. And he took his sweet time with basically taking that out, Scorpio. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. We'll see. K-wording. And he completely alchemized it. Also Scorpio. No, Saturn limits and restricts. Saturn makes you take your sweet ass time with things. It'll put challenges in your way that'll probably make you want to do things at an expedited rate, and it's just not going to work. The way that you get the power of wherever your Saturn placement is to learn how to slow that energy down. And he seemed to, again, I don't know his entire life, but he seemed to have a little bit of an edge with taking things slow because of all this Taurus energy that he has, his Taurus degrees that he has, the Cancer energy that he has of nourishing and nurturing. To nourish and nurture, that shit takes time. So say Saturn in retrograde Scorpio was probably just the icing on the cake with that. And he definitely, whenever you begin to master the power of your Saturn, that's when whatever sign it's in, whatever house it's in, those powers just flow to you with absurd ease. But you have to put in the work. Saturn wants you to create your own kinds of structures and investments to reach this power. There's no doubt that this man was able to do that. Moving on to Sagittarius, we've got two things here. We've got Lilith. Lilith in Sagittarius. A good friend of mine has Lilith in Sagittarius. At 2 degrees, another goddamn Taurus degree. Toriyama sensei seemed to really have the ability to indulge with things and really enjoy the things. Again, referring to, let me pull it up again. I really don't want to mess it up. Here we go. Turn it away. Work hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty. That is the turtle hermit way to learn. That's Taurus, bro. That's all Taurus. And we're not in the sign of Taurus right now, but he's got a lot of Taurus degrees. He's got a lot of Scorpio degrees too, a few Scorpio degrees, and that's the opposite of Taurus. So, you know what I'm saying? It's got that same slow and steady approach. Now, Lilith kind of, quote unquote, perverts the energy that she touches. It's the love and hate of the energy that she's in. It's a really Cliff Note version of what Lilith actually does. So with him having Lilith in Sagittarius is the energy of the wise person, the wisdom seeker, the experience seeker. And you can see that in his works. You can see how in Dragon Ball, it went from being martial artists and going all over the world to Dragon Ball going to different worlds. But also, again, I don't know. I'm going to keep on saying this. I don't know Toriyama Sensei or didn't know him personally, but he might have also had a weird disdain for travel. It might have transcribed like this: hated traveling in real life, so he traveled in his works. Something to think about. With it being again at 2 degrees, this is a Taurus degree. Slow and steady wins the race. We out here. He's also got Palace at 27 degrees Sagittarius. Shout out to him and I having fire sign Palaces. Now, Pallas is another asteroid, and this is a relative of Mars. I believe it's Mars' sister, where Mars is the general that's like, yeah, like maybe not general, more like a commander, the warrior that's like, yeah, let's go do it. It's the way that we do our actions. Pallas is the general. Pallas is the one making the battle plans and the stratagems and the strategies, where to put people on the front line, what to hit at what time. We're going to wait till nightfall, shit like that. Pallas in Sagittarius suggests that his method of tackling obstacles in any way, shape, or form was to incite or gain wisdom or have experiences. Again, referring to the turtle hermit way: work hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty. Those work hard, study well, eat, sleep. I'm gonna count as 4. Those 4 things. I want to say it's his formula for having a full life. Having a full life, having a really experienced life. Palace, the strategy of what you're going to do. And he might have had, with Lilith being there, he might not necessarily like to travel, but traveled in his works. But as stands to suggest that he might have still gained many things from traveling when he did actually travel. To have experiences in new places and new spaces. Sagittarius placements normally are ones who travel to different places, different spaces all the fucking time. So there's that. Moving on to Capricorn. We got not that many things here, but we've got the North Node. This is complementing the South Node that I spoke about earlier, that he had at 0 degrees Cancer. Now he has the North Node at 0 degrees Capricorn. 0 again means that raw ass energy, that raw, like it's unfiltered. And the power of Capricorn is the power of the one who invests, the one who takes their sweet time to build something that's made to last. And Christ, did he make something that's made to last? Oh my goodness. This is probably one of the most powerful North Node and Capricorns I have ever seen in my entire life. Easily, because as long as there's like a planet Earth, probably aliens, if they're around or whatever, they probably know about Dragon Ball, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how strong this shit is. And the North Node is the energy that we're heading towards in this lifetime, the quote unquote destiny energy, the energy that we're destined to head towards. Again, he's got it at 0 degrees, so super duper charged up Capricorn energy. Capricorn is the most goal oriented energy, period. It's associated with careers, associated with money, because those are the things that take time to build, and it gives us a return on those investments, big payout, Capricorn. He's also got Ceres here. Ceres is another asteroid dealing with, it's similar to, in my experience, similar to the moon, similar to Cancer. It's a nourishing, nurturing, motherly kind of energy. And Ceres is at 19 degrees Capricorn. So again, with my theory of this being how he nourished and nurtured his family, he may also nourish and nurture his projects, his works of art, his things that he invests time. Anything that he invests time into is going to be nurtured very well. And we see that. We see that with every single thing that he made. This man had the Midas touch. Everything he touched turned to gold. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, Toriyama sensei. 19 degrees is a Libra degree. And so it seems that he may have operated in great harmony with the things that he invested his time and energy into. Moving on to Aquarius, we've got Chiron. Now, Chiron makes things a little bit challenging. It is, in my experience, similar to Saturn, where it's placed at is actually in between Saturn and Uranus. In like the whole setup of the solar system. Chiron gives us like a wound early in life, and it's one that does not necessarily heal, but we learn expertise in that area, in that manner, and we become experts on it. Or Saturn gives mastery, Chiron gives expertise. It's got Saturn in Aquarius at 4 degrees. That's a Cancer degree. So with Chiron, or anything really, being in Aquarius, this is the energy of the quote unquote weirdo. And I mean that in a non-derogatory way. I mean that in the best possible way. Weirdos are cool. But they're different. They're unique. They're not regular, quote unquote. Nothing's really regular, but and with Chiron being here, I can probably deduce that there was probably times before he created any of his series that he had all this uniqueness in him, and it probably leaked out here or there, maybe certain sayings that he did, certain ways he acted. Maybe he was made fun of. Maybe people just didn't understand him and all that. And then, that might have caused him some trouble, some pain, Chiron. But like Saturn and like Mars, the malefics and malefic energies, like Pluto, the pain that we receive from these things is meant to be transmuted into something greater. And so, Aquarius being the last of the air signs, is a communicative energy, but it's also one that paves the way. Um, the tarot card, the star, is Aquarius energy. And that is talking about having faith in your way, the way that you've chosen, the path that you've chosen, the paths that you've chosen, and doing shit your own fucking way. And that's exactly what this man did. And he ended up making some of the greatest things in this fucking world, in history. Um, what degree is that? 4? Yeah, 4. 4 degrees is Cancer degree, so there's an element of nurturing and nourishing in there. A lot of the energy that I'm feeling from Toriyama Sensei is like the, I'm gonna say it, the perfect dad kind of energy. Like this man be, I know there's a lot of jokes about like Goku being like a not so great dad or whatever. Well, it kind of really was, you know what I'm saying? Like if you think about it, because when he was around, it's not like he just dipped on Gohan. This is my own personal opinion. He's not like he just dipped on Gohan. He kind of dipped on Goten, but that wasn't like on purpose. You know what I'm saying? He died, and it's not his fault. Um, but I feel like this is kind of on brand. He's very unique, Aquarius, in the way that he nurtures. And he has a lot of that nourishing energy. We saw it with his Cancer placements, South Node, Jupiter, and Uranus, which rules Aquarius. Unique. This is a unique way of nurturing and nourishing, but it's perfect dad energy because when he does the things, he will take his sweet ass time to build you up into the bomb, whatever it is he's working on, whether it's projects or it's you. Akira Toriyama, according to this, somebody that is going to dedicate that time, that space, that energy, that power into building you up into the best that you could be. And you can see it in all of his characters and stuff. Vegeta, some of the best character development in fucking history. Even Goku, the main character, who's been around for mad years, decades, still had character development happening decades later. You know what I'm saying? Um, in their own unique ways. And so Chiron being here in Aquarius does not surprise me. Having a unique way that he approached things, and with it being a Cancer degree, having a unique way that he nourished and nurtured things. Very, very Goku like, very on brand with Goku, because that's exactly what this nigga did. You know what I'm saying? So that makes me smile. I feel very happy about that. And the last energy that we have here is Pisces, the spirit world, the other world, where beyond sure that's where Toriyama Sensei is now. The energy of Pisces, the spirit world, is that of all things ethereal, all things intangible. So our imagination, our creativity, our artwork, our spirituality, whatever that means to us as individuals, as a collective, as Pisces. Pisces placements also dabble in substance uses, Pisces, and our 12th house placements. Again, unfortunately, we don't have time of birth, so we can't see his houses or his rising sign. Maybe one day that'll come out. And if it does, I will definitely redo this video. He's got 2 planets here. He's got Venus, which is the last of the exalted planets. Actually, I forgot to say, it is reported that Pluto may be exalted in Leo. And so he's got Pluto in Leo. So that if that's the case, 1, 2, 3, 4. This man's 4, 3, maybe 4 exalted planets. That's crazy. Now, back to Venus in Pisces. Venus is the planet of love. It's the planet of abundance in a way. It's one of the 2 benefic planets, the other being Jupiter. So I just realized this. This man has both benefics exalted. Holy shit. Holy shit. There is no timeline that Akira Toriyama is not fortunate. There is no timeline that Akira Toriyama is not blessed and that he does not bless us. There is no timeline that exists because we've got the blueprint right here. Exalted Jupiter, exalted Venus. It doesn't matter if he's a day or a night chart. We don't know because we don't got the time. It does not matter. His the main benefic planet is exalted. It is literally Super Saiyan. He literally has this ridiculous energy, and that's crazy to me. He's got Venus at, I'll tell you right now, 6 degrees. There's that Virgo again, 6 degrees Pisces. 6 being a Virgo degree, again, with the energy of the detail orientation. He's got a Virgo moon, and the moon and Venus be operating kind of similarly. The moon is our emotions and how we caretake for people, places, and things we give a shit about. Excuse me. Venus is what we're attracted to, who we're attracted to, who we love, what we love, the money that we acquire and spend on things that we love. So in a way, it's how to get it, how we do things. I'm pretty sure that means that these two are opposite. Let me see. Moon's at 19, Venus is at no, not exactly, but they're in opposite signs. The Pisces and Virgo spectrum is the spectrum of the magician, one that can reach into the spirit world and pull things out and conjure them into real life. And that's exactly what this man did. He reached right the hell into his imagination and pulled out multiple generational spanning universes. Just think about that for a minute. And Venus exalted in Pisces, Venus representing love. Love cannot be caged. Love is infinite. The limit does not exist. A video on that somewhere on this channel. Pisces and power of the 12th house being the limit does not exist. And so that's why I believe personally that Venus is exalted in Pisces, because you cannot put a limit on the things that you love. And you can see that in his work. He took very great care of his work. He worked hard. I believe he studied well. I'm going to go on a limb and say that he ate and slept plenty. That is the turtle hermit way to learn. This man put in work when it was time to work. He put in play when it was time to play. And he loved what he did. He's the last planet that we got here is Mercury. And Mercury is responsible for how we think, how we organize our thoughts, how we communicate. And Mercury is technically fallen, means that it really, quote unquote, doesn't do well in Pisces. But the trade-off, in my experience, is that because I have Mercury in the 12th house and similar energy to Pisces. When one speaks, they speak in a poetic manner, they speak in an artistic manner. They can be connected to the spirit world, the other world. You keep hearing me say other world. If y'all don't know Dragon Ball, I don't really know why you're here, but thanks for being here. But like people that do know Dragon Ball know about Otherworld. It's basically the equivalent of heaven. There's like also hell there and purgatory, etc. But the Otherworld, he talks about it a lot in his works. And having Mercury in Pisces does not surprise me at the hell all. This to me is very telling. This is telling that he has the mind of a creative, the mind of somebody who can really just talk to, touch, see, and interact with, communicate with the spirit of things, and the spirit of people, and also touch these spirits when he speaks, when he communicates, when he expresses. Is Mercury at 27 degrees Pisces? 27, I'm just gonna, let me see, 25, 26, 27. Yep, it's a Gemini degree. So there's a lot of Gemini degrees here. There's a lot of Taurus degrees here. and a few Scorpio degrees here. And these are all related to communicating, taking your sweet ass time, changing things for the better, and with it mingling and mixing with all these energies he's got. This man is a child of the universe. I feel very strongly about that. We discussed earlier that he, like me, has life path 11, master number 11. Master number 11s go through shit so that they can offer wisdom and uplifting to all that come into their like presence. We drew tarot earlier, talking about what can the tarot tell us regarding the spirit of Akira Toriyama. And the first card we drew was the Five of Pentacles, feeling locked out, feeling isolated or ostracized. But it's also a telling of an energy of shifting mindsets. And I was referring to maybe he felt cut off from us, his fans. Maybe not cut off, maybe isolated is a better word. In terms of like how we felt about his work. But it seems now that he is in the other world, he can see now. And the Five of Pentacles talks about changing your mindset so that you're not isolated, exiled, ostracized, all that. Perhaps he can see that now, just how influential he was. We also drew the Eight of Wands, which is, in my experience, good news coming your way fast. So upon his passing, you're probably just instantaneously able to see just how much this work that he put in touched everybody in a grand way. I'm beyond sure he did not know until recently how many lives he actually saved with his work. I believe, I'm pretty sure that he was able to see that, and that he sees it even more now. And the last card that we drew was the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is a card talking about nostalgic energy. You can't talk to no millennials without talking about nostalgia. And in that nostalgia, you can't miss Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. Not possible. Not possible. And that's not just in the United States. That's across this planet, this world. This world. And so with the Six of Cups being here, very on brand, very on brand. And I think that this was us touching, tapping in with the spirit of Akira Toriyama. Maybe the Five of Pentacles energy is him learning about how much he touched us. And he's like, damn, like, I got to go over here now. But I really want to be there with y'all now that I know what I've done for y'all and all this great nostalgic, happy feeling energy, Six of Cups that I've brought. The Six of Cups, again, is also the sun in Scorpio. And so with him having Juno and Saturn in Scorpio, this is energy that transforms, transmutes a lot of us into, I want to say, happier versions of ourselves. Akira Toriyama just did things that touched all of us. And his work, man, it's never gonna be it's not gonna be forgotten. This has been the tribute birth chart reading of the late, great, legendary Akira Toriyama. With your boy, the major Astro had thrice majestus. No, thank you. Thank you for your time.